Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Python Ninja YouTube channel. In the previous tutorial, we learned together attribute encapsulation in object-oriented programming, and in this tutorial, we will learn together method encapsulation and abstraction. As we described in the previous tutorial, the mechanism of hiding data implementation and exchange is called encapsulation. Encapsulation also is applied to attributes and methods of the class or a behavioral class. Okay, now we will learn together today how can we use encapsulation and abstraction for method inside a class. Okay, so remember that we use a single leading underscore to encapsulate an attribute, and the same we can use the single leading underscore to encapsulate a method, and we can use double leading underscore to make an attribute more private and prevent accessing from outside. To highlight the meaning of methods encapsulation and abstraction, in general, the encapsulation, it will hide the some attributes and methods and keep them private, and the abstraction, the meaning of the abstraction inside the class is to hide some piece of code or some implementations, okay, and only keep the result of this implementation. Now let us start coding. As usual, we have Amazon, okay, and this Amazon is a class, and in which we will also define its constructor to comprise name and age, and as usual we store the value of the name inside the name, and we store the value of the age inside the age, and we will define a private salary as an attribute, salary as an attribute with a value of none, and I want also to introduce a new attribute which is number of task. For example, if I have in my HR or at Amazon HR department, if they have like ranking or rating the salary based on the number of completed tasks, we need this attribute. Now we will build the first thing as usual. When we learned the encapsulation and abstraction, we need, as we said, the getter and setter. So I have to define the getter, and I'll get salary, and this will return to me nothing but an if string, okay, and inside the if string I will say the final salary is, and this will be self.salary. Okay, now I want also to define a function that when I call it this attribute, which is the number of complete tasks, will be increased. For example, I can define, for example, let us to say that task counter, and inside this task counter we will do nothing but calling this number of complete task or number of tasks, and we increase this by 1. Okay, we use the augmented assignment operator here. And yeah, when I build my instance and call this method, then the counter will increase by 1. So the value will be here 1. And if I will do for loop, for example, in 10, in range of 10, then I will have the number of completed tasks is 10. Then we need the setter to set this the value of the salary. So I will need to define set salary, and set salary is a method that allow me to add the value of the base salary from outside. And now we will start highlighting the method encapsulation. So far we don't know anything about this and we don't apply it, but now we will apply it. Look at this. This setter, if I will set it, then it will go and recall the self.salary as a private object, and this salary now, which is the value, I will set from which is the value that is private and encapsulated, but I can retrieve from the getter. Okay, this is equal to a private method. So the base salary that I want to pass from outside will be processed based on a private method. So I have now abstraction. This method will be, for example, self dot underscore. Let us to name it as estimate salary, for example, estimate salary, and this will take the base salary. Okay, that will come from outside. When I build my instance and I say my instance dot set salary, I will submit the base salary. The base salary will go here and will be processed using this function. So underscore estimate salary is a private method, okay, and this is comply with the abstraction here, okay, and encapsulation. We encapsulate this function, we cannot access from outside, and now we will abstract the implementation of this function. So when I call the function getter, I will not see the implementation. Okay, let us use the if condition. Okay, before using if condition, I want to define this function, and this will be with the same name of this. So this should be comply with the function should be comply with the name where under the setter. Okay, and this will accept the salary base salary. Okay, and now the user will set the salary from outside. The salary will go to this function, and this function will take the salary and it will estimate some amount of the salary. For example, if now let us to see the connection between this function and the number of complete tasks. If the if self dot number of tasks akbar greater than, or let us to say lower than 15, okay, then return, okay, the base salary, then return the base salary, okay, multiplied by let us to multiply this by a factor like 1.5, okay, 1.5, and elif, okay, the base, the self, okay, self dot, sorry, where I am, elif self, okay, dot number of complete tasks, okay, is greater than, okay, or equal 15, okay, like this form, and this lower than like 17, okay, so it will be here, greater than or equal, no, it will be here, okay, 17, then return the base salary, okay, multiplies by 2, and now I think here the assignment operator should be like this, and this the self salary is greater than, okay, and this should be also equal, okay, like this, yeah. Else the base salary itself will be multiplied by 3. Okay, now we and this should be returned, not base salary. This should be returned like this. Now we have no problem. Okay, so this is the flow of our code like this. We have Amazon class, and in the Amazon class we have the salary and number of completed tasks. Okay, I have getter which will get the salary. Okay, and this salary will be taken from the setter, and this setter will set the salary from outside, and it will make some estimation. This estimation is taken from a private method which is estimate salary, and using this private method allow me to do abstraction, and in this abstraction we hide all of this implementation. Okay, so the user cannot access this from outside. Okay, and the only thing that is retrieved to the user is the final salary. Okay, and this taken from the getter. Okay, let us create the Amazon, for example, an instance, and this is from Amazon, and the name is Mira. Okay, and the age is 40. Let us check if we can print the name. Okay, and yeah, the code is working now. Look at this. I will loop, okay, to increase the number of performed tasks. Okay, for example, for underscore in range. Okay, let us to say in range 50. Remember, range 50 will be 50 is lower than 70 and greater than 15. So the salary will be multiplied by 2. And by this, I will ask Amazon dot task counter, which is this method that will increase the task by 1. Okay, I will call this. Calling this method will only make increase the number of tasks by 1, and based on the final number of the task, then the estimate salary will estimate the salary to me, and this salary will be updated, and I can get it from outside. Okay, now let us set the salary. So the first thing we should create the instance, then we will create counter to simulate that user can perform like a set of or a number of tasks. Okay, suppose the user finished 50 tasks here, then I will call this salary. Okay, from so the setter here, I will set the salary to 2000, and I will print the salary. Okay, from the getter dot get salary, and I will see here the final salary is 4000. However, I inserted here 2000. Why? Because the task counter here, this one, has been called 50 times, and each time we increase the counter by 1, and if we counter the number of tasks by 1, then the base salary will multiply by 2. What if I increase the number of tasks to 80, then the salary will be 6000 because it will go to else. And what if I have only 5 tasks that has been completed, then the salary will be 3000 because of the number of tasks is not exceeded 15 here. And that's for today's tutorial. Remember that the method can be encapsulated, okay, by using single leading underscore or double leading underscore here. Also, the concept of abstraction is related to hide implementations, okay, and keep only the result or some attributes or what the function will give to me. And the concept of abstraction can be noticed in this function, which is private, meaning that it's encapsulated, and it's abstracted because it cannot be accessed from outside. All of these implementation are hidden to the user, and he can only sit using this function, and he can get only. Okay, see you next tutorial where we want to speak about abstract class, which is a class that prevent us to create instance from it.